Hi, T. Carlson here, and more classic cinema brought our way courtesy of Kino Lorber on Blu-ray. Today we're taking a look at The Horse Soldiers, starring John Wayne and William Holden, and directed by John Ford, probably the director that John Wayne was most famous for working with over the years. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Very nice cover art here. I'm guessing that's probably from one of the original movie posters. There's our back cover. Slipcover comes off pretty much the same stuff underneath. Inside, pretty much just a plain case with a disc. And I'll read the description of the film from the back of the package. Brand new 4K master. Screen legends John Wayne and William Holden team up with eminent Western director John Ford for this Civil War adventure packed with laughter, romance, and thrills. A faithful representation of one of the most daring cavalry exploits in history, The Horse Soldiers tells the rousing tale of a troop of Union soldiers who forced their way deep into Southern territory to destroy a rebel stronghold at Newton Station. In command is hard-bitten Colonel Marlowe, a man who is strikingly contrasted by the company's gentle surgeon, and the beautiful but crafty Southern belle who's forced to accompany the Union raiders on perhaps the most harrowing mission of the war. The stellar supporting cast includes sports pioneers Althea Gibson and many frontier favorites like Judson Pratt, Ken Curtis, Willis Bucci, Bing Russell, O.Z. Whitehead, Hank Warden, Denver Pyle, Strother Martin, and Hoot Gibson. Any chance I can get to go back and revisit one of John Wayne's classic films is always welcome, me being a big-time fan of cinema. And this Civil War epic, directed by John Ford, honestly, I think is one of John Wayne's films that tends to get a little overlooked. This did come out in 1959, the same year that Rio Bravo came out, and I think this movie was kind of lost in the shadow of that film. That said, even if it does drag in places and have a few minor flaws here and there, this actually is a pretty entertaining Civil War epic, and one that John Wayne and John Ford collaborated on to make yet another pretty solid film in their long list of collaborations together. Probably not the best movie they've made together, but certainly a worthy one. And the cast, of course, featuring the likes of William Holden, serving as an interesting foil for Wayne's hard-driving commanding officer, really makes for quite the interesting film. We do get to see this group on the move into Southern territory during the war, facing all kinds of threats, both from inside and outside. They, of course, have to take two Southern women hostage, and they're not exactly too appealed by that at first, and it does make for some interesting dilemmas and certainly some humor as well later in the film. I'm also happy that this movie doesn't just depict the Confederacy as one-dimensional villains. I mean, there's a scene in the movie where the Confederacy is so desperate to have extra soldiers to fight the Union that they have to draft young military schoolboys just for the occasion. So it is nice to see there's a little more depth on the end of the opposing side here. And again, it's a film that does find its time for action, adventure, but certainly humor as well. But as is, it is an often overlooked John Wayne-John Ford collaboration, and the supporting cast does their jobs equally well. It's well produced, well filmed, and certainly gets the job done. You've probably owned The Horse Soldiers on home video before. I know there was an earlier Blu-ray release prior to this, but I'm happy to announce this Blu-ray disc from Kino Lorber actually does look very good for the most part. Some of the scenes in the film are a little, murky and dirty looking, and the transitions, the fades between the scenes at times do look a little rough, but for the most part, I would say this is a worthy upgrade from prior releases of the film. It's not going to be one of the best looking transfers you ever see, but if you are a fan of the movie, I think you'll be happy with what you get here. Bonus features are a little on the sparse side. We just get a theatrical trailer and a commentary track. Would have been nice to get a little bit more in that territory, but I do think fans of the movie will be happy with the package Kino Lorber has put together here. Are you a fan of The Horse Soldiers? Do you think it's one of John Wayne and John Ford's best movies together? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.